Charge on!
This is the new Land Rover body that we've been coveting. Look at that. So this one, the reason we've gone for this instead of the Land Rover body that's currently on the Defender is because it's got these lovely roller shutters. If it opens, and it comes complete with all the tool bins that we're going to need for our mechanics and for our support vehicles. The vehicle itself, it's got the merchant cutouts, it's got the tool bins, and inside it's got more things to slide out for basically making it more usable for our expedition. It's got a few little faults with it as it goes. This was pointed out to me, it slid on the trailer unfortunately. We had heavy snow last night coming down from Middlesbrough, and where the trailer was flopping around on the back roads, it kind of, the load slipped and it's bent the bottom, but it's easily bent back out. We have got, it looks a little bit sort of rusty, rotten at the top, but it's not. It's just literally paint chippings, that sort of thing. Just needs tidying up and sending on, but it's going to be a lot more, or a lot less work than converting the Defender body that we currently have. So yeah, look forward to seeing that in the workshop. Third of three of our vehicles. The Defender, obviously, we already had from the PIA. The second Discovery came about maybe a month or so ago, 2 months ago. We've already taken the body off of that, got that into a position where it's almost ready to go back on and go. This one is quite clean over the top of the sills. It looks to be clean over the battery box over that side. The engine doesn't appear to have any leaks or anything like that. This is another top buy. From a competition standpoint, the one that I managed to get, I thought was a bit of a unicorn. You know, it was so clean and it was so beautiful. This one, hats off to Rob and Stu. They managed to source the executive spec vehicle with all the leather seats, electric seats, aircon, all that kind of stuff. This is truly fit for purpose. This is only going to take a bit of stripping, a bit of upgrading, and this is going to be ready in no time at all.
So we're now in the Veterans in Action office, and we've had the first build and we're just about to start the second build, or second weekend, where we're going to assemble a bunch of guys, mechanics and volunteers, who are going to congregate at the workshop and work Friday, Saturday and Sunday, long hours, lots and lots of work to be done to get these vehicles prepared. What we do here at the Veterans in Action Centre for the project is we try to access funding, and we plan the routes, and we do all the background work of putting an expedition together, because that is the purpose of the whole build. The idea is to build the vehicles, and then on September the 1st, 2018, we plan to drive these vehicles to Greece and back, passing through about 14 different countries and a journey of 7,000 miles with veterans suffering with PTSD. And some of the guys are already working on the project, but we are looking for some more to join us throughout the project and to fully immerse themselves in the project. It's our thinking that that you don't just turn up to do an expedition. There's lots of work to do beforehand, whether it be working on the vehicles, whether it be planning, whether it be filming for our YouTube series, which we're doing just now, and all of them elements come together. Now, expeditions take a lot of planning and expertise and funding, funding being a big thing. So we were lucky enough to receive, as I said earlier on, a grant from the Masonic Charitable Foundation of £25,000, which is to build the vehicles. But that's not to make the vehicles Gucci. to make the vehicles Gucci, we need more funding. We recently done an online voting grant appeal for Aviva, which we got to the final of, and we're waiting to hear whether we get up to £10,000 from that. I'm also in the process of writing a grant for the National Lottery Awards for All to hopefully buy our tentage. We plan to use roof tents on this expedition, incorporated with a Oz tent Foxwing, which will be around the Land Rover Defender. So we're looking at a total of maybe 4 or 5 roof tents plus the Foxwing, plus an integral kitchen, enough to cook between for 10 to 20 people. Now that's a big ask and it's a lot of funding, so we're hoping to get another up to £10,000 from the National Lottery, which will give us, if we are successful, and we may not be successful, that's the nature of the beast when you're working with grants. All you can do is put your best plan across and hopefully they'll grant you the funding. But if we do get that funding, we'll have up to £45,000 for the build, the tentage and all the equipment we need for the expedition. We then need to look at funding for the expedition itself, whether that be corporate sponsorship, whether it be fundraising events, whether it be donations. We just need to put all that together now, and we've got 10 months to put that together.
So there's a wee bit of activity going on behind me. As you can see, the second pallet has turned up from Maltins, and there's a lot of stuff in there. It's spread across 2 pallets. The lads are just, it's too heavy for us to lift and we haven't got a forklift, so the lads are just sort of separating it down, putting it into the stores area, and then it's going to be sorted into vehicles, sorted into tasks for this weekend, what we're going to do and what we're going to do next weekend. And yeah, we're just going to crack on with the activity.
Our first delivery of parts from Maltins Off-Road, so a big thanks to Andy and the guys up there. We've got a mixture of parts, everything from terra firma steering dampers, we've got all of the brake parts, all of the main engine parts to rebuild these 300 TDIs. So there's a mixture of parts for both the Discoveries and the 300 TDI Defender. It's going to be a slow process, obviously, getting through all of these. We're going to have to check all of them off, check that we've got all the parts that we need. But hopefully this is going to stand us in good stead going forward. It's a nice start to the weekend, the second weekend that we're doing, and hopefully going forward we'll get the work cracked out.
And just wanted to take a few minutes just to show you what we're going to get up to this weekend. So this is the Discovery that in the last episode you saw us strip down to what you currently see. The first job that's going to be carried out is going to be some welding repairs to the front slam panel just inside of here. We're going to try and put some new tin work in, because unfortunately what's happened is that Land Rover no longer make the front slam panel for these, and there's no aftermarket ones available. I guess too many people have had accidents and they've been replaced and they've all been used up. So we've had a job trying to source one. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the option of replacing it. We're also going to replace the battery box which goes along with the slam panel just behind, because of the amount of corrosion that's in here. So the next job that we're going to move on to is actually the inner wings for the Land Rover. This particular one is the worst of the two, or the more corroded of the two, I should say. So what the lads are going to do is they're basically going to chop the whole thing out, and they're going to use these parts here to repair them. So this one will overlay just like that, and it will be welded in, good as new. All of the bits and pieces underneath, once it's welded in, will then be undersealed, and this should make it last another 10-20 years. There are just a couple of patches that we're going to do inside and out, and what we'll do is we'll remove some of the inner trim, we'll cut back the affected area, replate that from the inside, and what we'll do for good measure underneath is we'll replate the underneath, weld it in good and proper, and then when the body's under sealed, again, it will be good as new, probably better than new. The next thing that we're going to go on to is a team of guys they're just finishing off the last little bits to do with the rear chassis cross member, which Rob's done a phenomenal job in installing. What some of the lads are doing currently is they're taking the engine out and they're taking the wings off the front, all the front end off essentially. We're replacing all of the chassis bushes, the chassis suspension like we did on the Discovery, only obviously it's a little bit different on the Defender where we're keeping some of the carbon bulkhead together, as well as the bits and pieces that are going on the back end. So the idea is that the Defender will be ready for its body to go back on by the end of this weekend, if all goes to plan.
Okay, we've now welded, done all the seam welds, tacked it all back in place, completed all the welds, and it's all now back in place. We've re-welded a lot of the factory welds because I wasn't happy with the welds that were actually on it where coming with the replacement cross member. We're now just basically cleaning off all the rust and all of the muck out, so then we can degrease it and then we can paint it with a high built-in paint, and then that will be the back end finished. The next stage on from that will be then they're going to finish stripping the front of the Land Rover and they're going to clean it. From then on, me and Gavin here, we're going to actually be working on the Discovery and then doing the welding and fabrication work that's required on the Discovery. Okay, we've now deburred and cleaned up all of the nasty sharp edges, got all of the loose paint off the actual back end of the cross member that's been welded in. Now, reason for deburring it, paint will never ever stick to a sharp edge. So if we clean it all and do all the prep and make sure that the paint will stick properly and it will be there for years to come. The next stage we've got to do is just got to degrease it and then we're going to paint it.
Most of us want to be part of something, and the military gives us that. We feel we belong to something bigger than ourselves, with those around us helping us get through any tough times. I remember walking out that camp gate for the last time, a time before mobile phones and internet, unimaginable these days. One day I had 200 friends I could rely on, and the next day, no one. I never knew how much this has affected me at the time, but I don't think I was prepared to take that walk alone, with no certain future, and this had an effect on me which I was unaware of at the time. Being involved in Veterans in Action in the expeditions we have run over the last 9 years has given me that feeling of belonging back, but it had been taking too long for that to happen. The work we do with veterans is about that belonging and helping each other through each day. That is what this series is about.